I want to spend just a brief amount of time talking about wheat because wheat is one of our higher fiber grain options in the full plate diet. Make sure wherever you see wheat that it says whole wheat flour. If it says wheat flour, it is from wheat, but you're missing most of the fiber and you're missing all these other beneficial nutrients. Really, wheat flour is nothing but white flour. And when you have white flour, you're not getting the fiber. So let's quickly look at a few products. This bread has whole wheat flour as the first ingredient. These burger buns contain whole wheat flour. They've also made them thinner. You know how buns are just a lot of time just a massive amount of bread, too bready, too much? These are really nice because they do contain whole wheat flour, but they've also made the buns thinner. Here's a pita bread that also contains whole wheat flour, as well as some other wonderful ingredients. And bagels made using whole wheat flour. And they've made these bagels thinner, so you're not getting so much dense carbohydrate. You know how bagels can be really thick and dense flour? These are made with whole wheat flour and they're thinner. And then of course, English muffins, also made with whole wheat flour. So this is really good news. A lot of bread-based products that are now using whole wheat flour, so you get all the fiber that you really want. You know, there are other things beside bread and bread products that contain flour, wheat flour, and there are actually some crackers, and we've all probably heard of these, Wheat Thins and Triscuits. Both of these contain whole wheat flour. But just to give you a heads up, you want to stick to the original version because the other versions, the other flavors, aren't made with whole wheat flour. Of course, there are breakfast cereals that are made with flour, and there are a couple that are actually made using whole wheat flour. The first is shredded wheat. This has been around for decades, but shredded wheat actually uses whole wheat flour. And then Kashi has come out with a little shredded wheat that kind of looks like the post-shredded wheat. This is also made with whole wheat flour. In fact, these are very similar and they have the same amount of fiber in a serving. Just a couple differences. This one doesn't have any added sugar, and it doesn't have, but it does have a preservative. This one has some added sugar and no preservative, and the wheat that's used is organic. But both of these, the same amount of fiber, and it's whole wheat flour that's used.